gorgeous. I'm feeling my spiritual baddie. She's giving spiritual, she's giving nature, she's giving goddess, she's giving baddie. Okay, so anyways, we are outside today. We outside. We are literally outside today. And I am at this beautiful park. The journey that happened before finding this spot, you have no idea. Like I was walking through the middle of like I think a forgotten wood. Like if I would have went too far, I would have walked into a different dimension. Like it was crazy. So if you want to see that, go and look at my vlog. But that yeah, we made it here. This was interesting. When I first got here, I was telling my parents about this like canopy place that I found when I was looking for my cat. And it was like in the middle of the woods, greenery everywhere, green on the bottom. And I wanted to find that place again. And I knew how to get there from our backyard. But my mom was like, no go. That place, like, there's tons of like, not poison ivy, but other. So I was like, oh, don't want to go there. So then she's like, we found this other path. And then they were like, we think we know what you're talking about. We went there too when we were looking for your cat. That was a separate time he ran away. He just likes to be outside too, like mother, like son. Well, they were on the journey to find my cat. They found their way into this park, and then at this park, there's like this hidden path, this trail that takes you through the woods into this like canopy of like twigs and branches, and it's like really cool. So I go there and it's definitely not the place I was looking for. It was very cool, but I can't lie, I just felt spooked out in there a little bit. It was like all dead tree like branches and just very dark and shady, and it was cool, but I'm like, I don't know. I just got the heebie-jeebies a little bit and I was like, I don't think I would be able to record a podcast. I'd be constantly like, and I'd be like, oh my gosh. Like I'd be scared the whole time. So anyways, on my way to this little path, I passed the spot where I was like, oh, this is so beautiful. Maybe I could record here. And I was like, no, let me go find the spot that I initially came for. And yeah, I ended up back where I originally thought. So, and I get here and I'm like, ah, this is so beautiful. And I look down and then there's just goose shit everywhere. Everywhere. Like this spot is like one of the few spots that actually had a circumference big enough for me to sit my ass on and set up camp. But anyways, we made it here. It is absolutely gorgeous. The sun is amazing. I love being outside. I feel so free, so happy, so like excited to be back creating and making these podcasts again. I'm so excited to take you guys on this journey with me into this next chapter of my life where I have no idea where I'm going to end up, you guys. This is going to be really fun. And such an adventure. I cannot wait. But before we get to that, I felt like I really wanted to do an episode on what it means to be 30 and turning 30, because I feel like it's just this new era, this new chapter of my life. And I think I just genuinely feel nothing but positivity and happiness and excitement for like what's to come, because more than ever before, I feel like myself. I feel so in my body. I feel so confident in my skin, so sure of where I'm going, even though I don't even know where I'm going. And it's like growing up, I never feared turning 30. I don't know where that comes from. It's probably part of like the patriarchy and like making women feel bad about aging and making us feel like we're on this timeline, and we have this like ticking clock telling us when we're supposed to do things and when we're at our peak of our worth. And I'm just like, dude, I'm literally getting better. I'm getting finer with age. I'm knowing myself. I'm knowing my style. I'm knowing my body. Like, I think confidence and beauty starts from within. And I think like more than ever before, I know who I am and I feel so sure of myself and so good in my skin. Like even my flaws, I don't even notice anymore. Like that's honestly like one of the biggest things I've really realized is just how I view myself. I just, instead of trying to fit this mold that I tried to fit for my first 30 years of life, like especially my 20s, like who am I supposed to be? And like trying to get myself to be this version that I thought society needed me to be, that some of it was me and some of it felt forced. And like a lot of that journey was me hating myself and not loving what makes me unique, what makes me Liana. And it's so sad to say, and it's sad that I spent so many years like literally hating my body, hating my life, not hating my life, but like wanting to change so much about my life and myself that took a long time to find myself again. And I just feel like turning 30, I really feel that confidence. And what's crazy is like when I was a teenager and I was 20, I would always see women talking about, oh, when I turned 30, like that's when my life turned around and I really found myself. And I think maybe that's why I had that like mindset going into it, and that's why I feel this way, is because I always had like a positive, I think I always paid attention to the positive perspectives of turning 30, and just like I heard these women just feel so confident and strong and sure of themselves, and I'm like, that to me is like the life I want to live. And I'm just like feeling that now. Um and this is just first year here. I just got here, baby. Like I can only imagine how I feel next year and a year from now and a year from now. And it's so cool because of this. I can document that and I will see. So if I 35-year-old me looking back at this, how's life? How we doing? How we living? I know it's amazing. How I brought in my 30th birthday was literally a dream come true. It was like perfect. I could not ask for a better experience. I did a big cowboy themed birthday party, as I do, as I am. You know me. You know your girl. You know I love a theme. So I did a cowboy themed Dirty 30 birthday party, and I swear everyone I love came out, and like obviously some people couldn't make it and that's totally okay, but I felt so much love from start to finish. Like I started my day, I woke up, my sister came into town from Colorado. She slept over. My parents made me breakfast. We opened presents, and it was just like a great start to my day. It was just so positive, and it was just so like I felt so loved. And it felt just right. Like it didn't feel forced. It just felt awesome. It was like good energy, good spirits. Everyone was excited for the party. And then the hotel that I worked at was so sweet and gave me a room. And one of my friends was so kind to like open his doors to me and let me have my party there. And just was gonna charge people for drinks, didn't charge me for the space, gave me a DJ, like really hooked it up. And it was like I was so grateful because it saved me so much money. Such a good turnout. It was so much fun. So anyways, I checked myself into that hotel for free, and then I get that space for free. It's like, oh my God, everyone was showing me love and I'm so grateful. And then set up some decorations, and then we went back to the hotel to get ready because we went to dinner, and I just wanted Italian, but I don't know what it was. I was just so anxious about the party, like getting it going, that I think like my body, I could not eat. And I was like, oh my God, I need to eat, because if I don't eat, I know how much free alcohol I'm going to be getting tonight. I know my Uncle Mike is coming and he's going to keep being like, shots of tequila. Like, that's my family. I know like they're going to come out and we're going to have a ball, and like I cannot black out to bring in this new decade. Do you hear me? So I was like locked up in Liana. And so I'm trying to eat, but I can't get anything down. And also I was in this really hot, it was sexy. I brought in that new decade looking good, looking good. It was this like black lace bodycon dress. It was so tight. I could barely walk in it, but it was just so, I just thought like it was given, yes, that's my 30th birthday outfit. I loved it. I loved her. She was so cute. I love that dress so much. I'm keeping it forever. I had a bunch of girls, some coworkers, people I knew from high school, people, my sisters. It was just like my bestie, everyone. I felt so much love just starting at the party or starting at dinner. And then it was time to go change into our cowgirl outfits, drank a little bit. The Kozarevs bought me jalapeno Casamigos tequila, and that was disgusting. And mind you, I didn't eat. So take jalapeno Casamigos, empty stomach. Your girl was down bad, and I did have to puke and rally a little bit. I got to be honest. I'm in my 30s. I'm all about honesty and just my truth and owning it. I did. I had to puke and rally that day, but that was the only time I puked, and I'm so proud. I'm so proud. Nobody knew, only Tukey. And she kept that, took it to her grave. That's my girl. Anyways, party went off. Party was a fucking hit. It was so much fun. Literally everyone, my dad, my dad rolled up. Literally, my yeah, I'm keeping that. Sorry, Dad, you know I love you. My uncle, my mom, my stepdad, my aunt, my uncles, people from Chicago flew out. Do you understand what I'm saying? My friends from Chicago flew out. Like I had people coming from Wisconsin. I had people coming from Texas. Like I had they were also in town for a wedding, but I'm going to claim it. I'm going to claim that. Let me have this, okay? Like people from every chapter of my life, people from cheer, people from old jobs, people from friends that I had in high school, college, like literally every walks of life, old co-workers, everyone came out and I felt so loved and full. I felt surrounded with love. I felt like that was one of the best nights of my life. I was in a cheer stand. I was doing a cheer flip over here. I was dancing in the middle of a circle over here. I was Meg the Stallion over here. Like I was having a blast and a half. And then I went out after that too. And then I was like, I gotta wrap it up because I have a wedding to go to the next day. And that was fun. And it was just like that weekend was just such a good kickoff. And then I gotta go home and open all my presents. And I was like, I love presents. So that was just like the best ending to that. And I just couldn't believe how much love I had surrounding me. I could believe it, but it just felt so good to have all my people in one place. And it was I couldn't have planned it better, and the party was on my actual birthday, so and that made it even more special, and I'm into numbers and spirituality and, like, symbolism, and the day was 10-10-26, and, or my birthday was 10-10-25, and that's 10-10-10, and that's 30, so I know that's crazy, but I was like, "You can't get more symbolic than that, baby." If you're watching this, hopefully you enjoyed some of the picture recaps on that, but I absolutely that birthday will go down in the books, okay? We threw down for show. We threw it down. We threw it down. Okay, so what does 30 actually feel like? So, can confirm 30s are the fucking shit. Like, I don't even feel old at all because, first of all, if you're not new here, I've been preaching since the beginning that you're only as old as you feel. If you feel like you're old, you're going to be old. I feel young. And I don't know if it's because I don't have kids yet. I feel like has some to do with it. But I also feel like you have to find ways to keep yourself young and keep yourself moving and keep yourself excited about life and like striving towards something because it keeps your mind busy. It gives you something to strive for and to look forward to instead of just living the same old day every single day. Like that's what I'm so excited about this Europe chapter. It's like I need something new. I need something new. I love my family. I love my city. I love living in Minneapolis. I love saying I'm from Minneapolis because Minneapolis is the shit. Like, I'm so proud of my city and I love it. And maybe one day it'll be home again. But right now, it just feels like the repetitiveness. Like, I'm over the repetitiveness of it all. I'm over the same old for right now. I just feel like I need to go and see the world and like learn more about myself because when you put yourself in other environments, like you learn more. And I feel like that's what 30 has felt like. It's me no longer forcing myself to be a version of myself that society wants me to be. And to me, that felt like the going to college, getting a job in your career, getting married, settle down, have kids, like that's the path I feel like society wanted to push me down. And I'm not saying that that's not a path for me someday. I'm not saying that I think that's a bad path at all. I just don't feel like that's right for me right now. And I finally started living for myself and being like, okay, what do I really want for my life? And then I was like, I know I like this. I want a life like this. And for some reason, I feel like I can't have it. And 30 is like becoming 30 and like how I view things in my 30s now. It's like, I can have that. Why can't I have that? Why can't I just make that my life? And I have this like confidence in myself to just go for it. I genuinely am caring less and less about what people have to think about me, how people perceive me. And that is not to say that I don't still have moments of insecurities and I have those like fears and I have that anxiety. But overall, I'm just like, what? Who cares? Oh my God. Okay. So they think what I'm doing is crazy. Does that change anything? No. Like, because I finally realized I was living for other people. I was living for other people's expectations. I was living for how my parents wanted me to live. I was living for how my dad wanted me to live. I was constantly questioning what I wanted to do with myself. I was questioning my own desires because for so long I lived for my parents' expectations or society's expectations. And so I didn't trust what I really wanted. My instinct was to talk myself out of what I really wanted. I feel so confident in myself and like what I'm doing and the life that I'm building for myself. And I knew that when I was like, I wouldn't want to live anybody else's life. I wouldn't want to swap my life with anybody else. Like, I'm not jealous of anybody else's life because I know what I'm building for myself and I know what I want for myself. And I'm not going to stop until I get it. I'm not going to stop until I build a life for myself that reflects what I actually want instead of what we've been told we can have. Like, I'm going to travel the world and I'm going to be making money doing it. Period. I'm going to build this podcast up and I'm going to meet new people and listen to their journeys and listen to their lives and what they've been through and what stories they have and lessons they have to share with me. And I'm going to sit there and listen and be present and grow from those conversations. And then I'm going to share them with you guys. So hopefully maybe somebody else can listen to it and it impacts them. And then they're able to do something super cool with their life, or they're able to overcome a hurdle in their life because they heard somebody else's story, relate to it, and now they feel like they have the confidence to overcome that challenge, or now they feel like they have guidance on how they can overcome that. Like that's what I want for my life. I'm done doing the thing and I'm okay with that now. My first early years of my 20s, I fell for the whole thing. Like, I was doing it right, and then I thought it was gonna happen, and then I started feeling like this isn't even really what I want, and then I started questioning it, and then I had to start thinking like, what does that mean now that if I'm not gonna do that path, what path do I have? And so it was a lot of like breaking it down and relearning, but now I feel like I'm here. And I know I'm just at like the beginning stages and I'm still so young, but I now know I'm going in the right direction. And that feels good because I now know everything that I'm moving forward and building is towards a life that I actually want to live and is a genuine reflection of what I want my life to look like. So that's really cool. And no money can buy that. And hopefully that was clear because I was rambling. I was cooking for a second. So excuse me. And I told myself I'm going to keep this video at 20 minutes and I'm already at 25 minutes. Like, come on, girl. We know this. We're ramblers. What I care less about, I kind of already said that. I just care less about what other people have to say, what other people have to think. Like, it still hurts my feelings if I were to hear somebody talking poorly about me or judging me for things that I'm doing, especially if it's just like me being myself. Yeah, that's going to hurt my feelings. But now I don't care. It's like, yeah, I acknowledge that it hurts my feelings because rejection does not feel good, especially when you're just being yourself. Doesn't feel good. However, I much rather feel that and keep being myself than force myself to be something that I'm not. And I'm okay with that. That's a part of life. And yeah, it doesn't have to feel good, but you can accept it. And that's where I'm at. I'm not going to let that hold me back from still doing what I want to do. Old versions of me did. I would literally not post content because I was afraid of what my mailman from 3 years ago was going to think of me if he saw it. Like, what in the world? What are we talking about? But that's how my brain used to work. And thank God that brain fully developed, or at least that's what I'm hearing. It actually your brain might not actually develop until 33 to 35. I'm seeing now, science is saying. I'm going to have to double check that. We'll see. But regardless, I heard 25 before, so we'll go off of that for this point. And my point is like, my brain is developed now to the point where it's like two things are often true. There's very few times in life where like one thing is truth, like this is truth, this is fact, this is Bible, this is law. For a while I thought like I'm just not going to care what people think. And that's just not true. I'm going to care what people think, but I'm not going to allow how I feel about that to stop me from still doing what I want to do. You get what I'm saying? It was never not caring. It was not allowing it to change how I move, not allowing it to dictate my actions. And that's what 30 taught me. My biggest lesson from my 20s is learning and growing is not linear. It's okay to fail. Literally, it's so okay to fail. You learn so much from failing. I learned everything from failing. I am here where I am today from failing so many times and giving up so many times and changing direction so many times. That's how I'm here. So failing is actually the best part of the process. So the sooner you can accept it, the faster you're going to start enjoying life. And I literally need to remind myself that often. Like, just because something clicks in your brain doesn't mean all of a sudden you remember it the rest of your life. You have to like actively go back and remember it. Like, you have to actively pick the path that is more aligned with your growth. Trust the process, be patient. Know that literally everything happens for a reason and everything you ever want is already yours. Just have fun with it. Keep having fun with life. Pick yourself. Don't worry about what other people have to say. It's like not even worth it. And a lot of times, a lot of times when people have something negative to say about you, especially when you're just living your life and being happy, it's because they're unhappy. It's because they haven't dealt with some shit in their life, and hurt people hurt people. That's literally what it is half the time. Be patient with people. People are doing their best, whether you agree with it or not. Um, don't spend so much time over analyzing somebody else's life. Stop trying to fix somebody else. Use that energy on yourself and just focus on yourself. Focus on finding that love within yourself. I think another one of the biggest lessons that I learned is that, like, the love that I was constantly searching for. I've spent a lot of my life, like, very obsessed with the idea of love and romance. And again, I always say I still welcome it, but I don't view it the same anymore. And I think a lot of the love that I was searching for and craving and trying to find was literally within me. And that's what you hear all the time. And it's so cliche and it's so annoying because you don't want that to be the answer. Like, deep down, you don't want that to be the answer. You're like, that can't be the answer. No, I'm going to find this person who's going to make me feel the love. And it's like, no, bro. The love is literally, it's within you. It's like you can only love somebody else as much as you love yourself. And so you have to find how to love yourself so you can share the love with other people. And it's like they told me that from the beginning, but I didn't want to accept that answer. And that's really the truth. But that's the good news is that is the truth, because no matter where you go, where life takes you, who you meet in your life, what challenges life brings you, you have yourself and you're always going to be okay. I wish I could tell my younger version that. I would save myself from a lot of anxiety, a lot of insecurity, a lot of confusion. And I'm grateful to be where I am now and know what I know. And I had to go through what I went through to get to this version of myself. But if I could go back in time and tell my younger version this, or tell anyone younger than me listening to this, I would say that. Like, just focus on yourself. Work on yourself, figure out what you want for yourself, what do you like, who are you alone? Who are you alone? Figure out who you are alone and what life you would live if there was no restrictions. Write it down, and that's the life that you should be living. That's the version of you that you should be embodying. And just every day show up 1% trying to be that version of you, and you will get there. You will see how quick your life will change. One day, every day, 1%. What are you doing to embody that version? What are you doing to embody that life? Like, that's what I would tell my younger version. And I probably would have got to where I am a lot sooner, but I believe in divine timing, and I'm here where I'm supposed to be at the right time, right place, right? My biggest lessons from this past year is truly letting people be who they need to be, letting people live their life, letting people learn their lessons, letting people exist the way they want to exist. I think for a lot of my life, I felt like I was constantly focusing on other people. So I subconsciously wouldn't focus on myself. And it's weird to say because I'm a very reflective person, and I always have been. I've always been someone drawn to personal growth. So I've always been very analytical of myself and judgmental of myself and my own actions. But I have noticed that I focus a lot and I overexert myself in a lot of my relationships. And I think I do that because I didn't want to focus on myself and like to realize I'm unhappy. I'm unhappy with the life that I'm creating for myself because it's not actually what I wanted. It's no longer fit working for me, because I do think it's what I wanted at some point. But now I want something different and I have free will and I'm going to do that. And I needed to just like, I felt myself spending a lot of energy focusing on my interpersonal relationships, and it was needed and I needed to go through that. But I think it taught me that I spend way too much time worrying about things that I cannot control. And I find myself coming back to that often. I finally realized like the energy that I was constantly putting in, overexerting into relationships, I needed to be putting back into myself. I was burning myself out by doing that. You can't fix other people's situations, they have to do it themselves. And that's hard to accept too, because I don't like to see people I love go through hardship if I feel like I can help them. And I just learned better boundaries with what I can do and what is not my responsibility. And it was hard because I felt really bad about it. I felt bad about not helping, but I realized I was overexerting myself, and it's like that's not good for anybody. So that was like a lot of boundary work this year. A lot of realization of my role and my suffering, and just taking ownership of my life, I would say, are the biggest lessons from this past year. I'll end on just like what's next. I'm just going to keep creating. I'm just going to keep making these podcasts. I'm going to keep making these vlogs. I'm going to keep sharing my journey and my story. And I'm really thankful for everyone who's been with me for every chapter of this so far. I think that's I will never be able to thank you enough, because your support means everything, but I'm just going to keep creating for myself. And I think, yeah, I'm going to get back to creating for myself. And that's what's to expect in this next chapter of the Butterfly Effect podcast. I just want to go back to myself and my roots, and talking about my life, and making videos and making podcasts that make me happy and excited to talk about, not what I think other people are going to want to hear. And I can understand that that's not going to be for everyone. But as long as I'm creating for myself, and I think that's going to be my best material. It's going to be my best content. That's going to be the truest to me. And I think that's ultimately what matters. Or that is ultimately what matters to me, at least, because I do this for myself first and foremost, and then to help others. So I have to get back to doing it for me. And I think I lost that for a little bit. But that's okay, because I learned a lot. Anyways, I gotta wrap it up because, yeah, we're 20 minutes over what I thought I was gonna do. And that's what happens when you're in flow state, baby, and you're back to it, and you're back at it, and you found your spark, and sorry, please get off. And you find your spark